All right, everyone, let's talk about a very limited secret dungeon here in Lost Ark that you definitely don't want to mess up. So I'm going to give you guys all the information that you need to know about this so that you guys do it correctly here. And you guys will understand what I mean by that here in just a second. Let's get into the basics though. Where is this secret dungeon and what is everything that you really need to know about it? Well, this is going to take place on an island called Eternity Isle here. And I'll just show you guys where that's going to be. If we look up Eternity Isle here, you can see that it's going to be right there, right off the coast of northern Rohendel. Eternity Isle is the name of this location. You can see here, recommended item level reached 802. So this is going to be a tier 2 island. And when you actually end up getting to Eternity Isle, you're not going to have this dungeon unlocked yet. There's a little mini quest line that you're actually going to have to do. It's going to be pretty self-explanatory. It's going to be pretty basic. You'll see the NPC in with a yellow exclamation mark above their head. And the only thing that I'll mention about this little quest line here is there's going to be a couple locations that it asks you to go to. Two of them are actually going to end up being highlighted by the actual map. One of them is not though, and that's the location right there. It's just going to be to find the oasis. Basically, you hop across a log, and then you end up clicking on the little thing in the oasis, and it completes that. Talk to a couple NPCs. It's going to unlock a purple quest here towards the start. Pick that up, and that's going to end up leading over here to this dungeon. Now, very importantly, though, the first time that you actually go in here, it's going to be the quest version of this dungeon, and it's not going to be the same as the real version of this dungeon, which is more important, which I'm going to talk about here in a second. Just go through this location here, do the quest version of the dungeon, and then finish off the quest. And what that's going to end up doing is that's going to end up unlocking this NPC, the Mari NPC, and you're going to be able to end up getting rapport for Mari. Now, this is very, very important here because if you actually go and you take a look at the rapport for Mari, you're going to see some very important things that she's going to end up giving you as a reward. Notably, of course, you end up getting the Eternity Island token, and you also end up getting a Epic Judgment rune when you end up getting her maxed out to Trusted. But also of note is these tickets right here, these entrance ticket secret laboratory. You're going to get 4 of these at amicable, and you're going to get 6 of these, 6 additional of these at friendly for a grand total of 10. And to my understanding, I don't believe there's any way to end up getting more than 10 of them. Remember, rapport is roster wide, so you get a total of 10 of these tickets, and that is it. Now, you get these by raising her rapport, and of course, you guys might see in my inventory here, there is a virtue stat requirement to end up talking to her. So you do need to end up meeting this requirement just to be able to talk to her to raise your rapport. It's 170 of the wisdom, courage, charisma, and kindness. And also keep in mind, very importantly, that as you actually raise Mari's rapport, the virtue stat requirement is going to go up. It goes up from 170 to 220 at her next rank, and then it goes up again to 300 of those same virtue stats before you end up getting her maxed out. So just keep that in mind for whatever your rapport raising strategy is going to be. You do need these virtue stats just to be able to talk to her. And as you can see, if I try to talk to her, it does me no good right now. But once you end up getting those tickets, those are going to be used for the second time that you actually go in this location here. That first time was just for the quest. You already took care of that. Don't need to worry too much about that. Once you take care of that, it's done. But now, once you go back here, it's going to eat up one of these entrance tickets for the secret laboratory. Remember that you only get a total of 10 of these forever. To my knowledge, again, there's no way in order to end up getting more of these. Now, why is that important? Well, this dungeon here is going to have mokoko seeds that you want to make sure that you get in one of those 10 entries that you go through, because if you go through all of these tickets here and you don't end up getting the mokoko seeds, I don't know when is going to be another opportunity to go back, if there ever is. I would imagine, hopefully, at some point in the future, in case people messed up, there would be, but to my understanding right now, there isn't if you used all those tickets. So let me pop up a image here that shows the location of the mokoko seeds in this dungeon. Now, when you go through this dungeon for the first time, you're not going to be able to get the mokoko seeds. Very important. You have to end up raising your rapport with Mari, getting one of those secret tickets, and going through this dungeon using one of the tickets in order to actually be able to see the mokoko seeds. So you might notice that the layout is still going to end up being the same, but don't worry about the mokoko seeds the first time. You actually have to end up getting an entrance ticket and going in this dungeon for real. So there's the location of them right there. It looks like there is there's 5 of them here, but then there's also 4 more mokoko seeds actually on the island. Those ones are not as important because you could always end up going back to the island and getting the mokoko seeds there later. The reason why this is super important and why I'm emphasizing it is because if you somehow end up going through all 10 of those tickets and you forget about these mokoko seeds, you're kind of out of luck. To my understanding, there's nothing you can really do. So make sure within those 10 uses, as soon as you can, go through and get these 5 hidden mokoko seeds so you never have to worry about this again. Now also, this is a tier 2 island. So I highly recommend, you can do the quest line on your main character if you want, but when you go back through and you actually run this dungeon, it's going to give you a decent chunk of silver, which is obviously going to be really useful. And I would highly recommend, if you're able to do it normally and it doesn't take you too much longer, go through here on a tier 2 character so that the tier 2 materials that you end up getting, you'll actually be able to put them to use. So just a little side note there as well. And the other last thing I'll go over here are the rewards for this little island, the little quest that you actually have to do before you unlock the Mari NPC. Here's some of the rewards that you get. You get 8 of these legendary to uncommon card packs, 3 of these rare engraving recipe selection chests. You get 6 of these rare battle engraving recipe selection pouches, 12 of these uncommon battle engraving recipe selection pouches, and also, I don't have them in my inventory because they got used automatically. You end up getting about 100,000 silver just for the little prerequisite quests, which, by the way, only take a matter of like 3 minutes. So it's really, really fast. So you get all these rewards, 100,000 silver, and you also end up getting 7,000 pirate coins, which is really, really nice. And you also get 4 of the epic card experience, the epic cards that give you card experience. So you get some pretty nice stuff. Even if you actually aren't able to unlock the rapport for Mari to be able to get the tickets, just going through and running the little prerequisite quests on this island also gives you a nice little chunk of almost free stuff as well. So I wanted to point this out. Big credit to Maxroll GG for the mokoko image here that has the location of the mokoko seeds in the actual dungeon. A big credit to Dallas from the YouTube comments for suggesting this as a video idea. I thought it was a great idea, so here we are. I hope that it helped out. And I think I went over everything important here. Don't forget the virtue stats, 170 to start, and you also need to go up to 220 and 300 as she ranks up. Judgment Rune, 10 total tickets that you end up getting for this. And yeah, I think that's everything important there. So if you guys enjoyed this video and it helped out, consider leaving a quick like. It really does mean it more than you can imagine. So thank you to all of you guys who do that. Feel free to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this in the future. Thank you very much to those of you guys who do that and turn notifications on. And feel free to check out the Twitch stream, twitch.tv/salt, where I'll be streaming Lost Ark as well as other games in the future. So have a great one, everyone. Take care, and until next time.